Have to say congratulations. I mean, here we are, Carolina proud, with Charleston coming in as the number one city for something.
In the whole country.
For travel and leisure.
For something.
It's number one for something. So a lot of people are vacationing and coming to Charleston. I mean, Myrtle Beach, we have 12 million people that come every year during the season. I don't know where you've been for your summer vacation. My family went to Maine because my daughter just got married last weekend. And so I love some of the areas of Maine. I've never been there before.
Yeah, it's somewhere I've always wanted to go. But you also did like a long road trip so you could stop in different...
We took our time. We went to Shenandoah Valley. That was nice. It wasn't what I thought, because the overlook that at least I saw was like over a city. You know, the little valley, which was nice. It was okay.
Just different.
We did a couple of hikes, and I loved the hikes. They were really good. My family loves to be outdoors. So
my husband and I always try to go to somewhere different and explore, but when it's the family, our boys are very much, we want to go to the same place every year. And we go to Orange Beach, Destin area.
Yeah, so it's either the Panhandle of Florida or Orange Beach is Alabama, isn't it?
Alabama, but it's just over the Florida line, and we love it. And if we try anything else, we're disappointed, so we always end up going back.
To the same place.
Yeah, because we love it so much.
Well, my wife likes going to different places.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to go back to the same place from time to time, but she's like, no, let's go here, let's go there. We're going camping to a place we've never been to before.
Well, you only get one life on this earth.
Well, that's true.
And so, I try to see as much of this country and this world as possible. And you only get so much vacation. You only got so much money, so you got to make it count.
You only got so much of life. 800-447-7234.
Well, Missy said she and her husband went somewhere new to the Outer Banks. It was their first time. It was amazing. So she is a lighthouse collector. She doesn't collect the big ones, just probably the little ones. So she said she was able to see several of them, climb to the top of one of them. They went to the Wright Brothers Museum. But the coolest thing, something I've always wanted to see and I haven't, is the wild mustangs.
They're awesome.
Oh.
We went there once, and they are awesome to go and see. Out in the wild, out on the beach. And the houses that built themselves on sand.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And the horses go in between all these houses.
Oh.
There's like a neighborhood that's out there, but it doesn't feel like a neighborhood because it's all beach.
Oh, my goodness.
The yard is all beach, everything.
Now I know where I want to retire eventually.
Where the wild horses are, huh? The Mustangs.
Yes.
They've been there for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Here's an open mic that came in through the My HISRadio app.
My husband and I have been to the Punta Cana, Dominican Republic 3 times, and we love it. Next year, though, we're going to try something different, and we're going to go to Honduras to a private island. We have a friend that's father-in-law owns this island. We're making plans to go there next summer during the 4th of July.
While talking about vacations, I just got back from Possum Kingdom out in Anderson, South Carolina with a youth teens camp, and that was just a humbling experience.
I just saw a memory on my Facebook of 8 years ago when I was on a youth, what was it called? A youth summer camp with a bunch of other youth groups in Sevierville.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called One Camp. Not One Camp. It was called High School Camp, and it was amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. I love going to summer camps like that.
So I've never been on a youth summer camp. Been on a youth mission trip. We went to Alaska.
About the same.
Right, but we went on, what's it called? Meltdown? That was in February. It's always, I think, February. In Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. So much fun with the youth.
What's Meltdown?
I think it's called Meltdown. It's like the conference that happens.
Oh, so it's like a winter retreat?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was so much fun with
What
the
I
kids.
love about youth retreats, going off with a youth group, is that when they're engaged in worship, it's so authentic and real. And then it's like their hearts are just so wide open to receive what's being said that there's a lot of life change that happens.
Yeah, and so much dialogue that you can work through and find out things that you help these kids deal with, honestly, through scripture, through worship, through praise.
Well, some of the best memories I have, because every year with my kids, this is the first year in the longest time I haven't gone to summer camp with the church that I go to. We've got some things that are going on this summer that just blocks us from going. Yeah, and taking more time off because we just had that wedding that just happened and building projects and stuff like that around HISRadio. But oh my word, some of the best memories I've had is going to summer camp with my kids, which is great.
Memories you wouldn't ordinarily have.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Mary Lou lives in Tennessee, and she is so excited. I mean, she is ecstatic right now because she can go to the state parks. Now, Mary Lou, years ago, had a spinal cord injury, and she hasn't been able to go, like if her family wants to go on a hike or a picnic, she hasn't been able to do it because of the terrain. Well, there are 22 state parks in Tennessee now that are allowing visitors that have these types of injuries or any other thing that is keeping them from hiking. They have all-terrain wheelchairs.
Oh, get out. Really?
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
So they're like 4x4 wheelchairs.
I don't know if you put them in four-wheel drive or anything like that, but it's got to work about the same way. Like, it's incredible. And they have more than just one at each park. They have several just in case.
That's great.
Yeah. Mary Lou's like, I never thought in my lifetime I would be able to go out and enjoy these things, and now I do.
To go on a hike.
Yeah.
The things that you take for granted.
Right.
You know? Because I can go out and I can hike, and I love it. Because that's one of the things my family likes to do is get out into nature. We go to the parks. We do all the hikes. And we put on the boots. I mean, all the stuff. The only things I don't have are the poles.
Oh, you got to get some of those poles.
I don't know.
Well,
I look like I'm skiing.
That's part of it.
But that they can do this, so it's got to be it can't be the difficult ones because they have different varieties of trails that you go in. You know, different levels of trails, and so man, for her to go and see a waterfall,
right? And
you know,
and I feel like because she loves it so much, maybe that was something that she did prior to the injury, and now this is giving her an opportunity to feel like she's getting a little bit of that former life back.
I had a comment on the all-terrain wheelchairs y'all was talking about on the radio. There's a non-profit ministry. It's called Waymakers Off-Road Wheelchairs. They have the wheelchairs that are on track. And they actually come out and bring wheelchairs to people that need them. I know this because there's a guy at my church. He has the muscle, he has the shin, and they met this company, and they brought out one of these wheelchairs to them while they was on vacation, and he got to go on the beach and everything like that, and that's what they represent at no charge at all. So it's a ministry. It's called Waymakers Off-Road Wheelchairs.
I love that they do what they're doing to help out people.
Yeah, I mean, they do a real awesome job. And the guy started with a 2-wheelchair little program, and they deliver at no cost. I mean, and they were like a couple hours away. So this is a very good nonprofit ministry that reach out to the disabled to help them get out and adventure and all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool ministry.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio, and I have to give it to my daughter Amanda. She did everything that she could to keep the cost of her wedding down in Maine. Everywhere from she was at her in-laws' beach house. And so that turned out to be the venue.
Oh, that's so nice.
And she made her own bouquet, which I didn't know that until last night.
Oh my goodness.
Amy told me that. I said, "Really? That looked like it was store-bought. It was just so gorgeous." So she did everything she could to cut corners to make that wedding happen.
Well, you want a dream wedding. You have this vision in your mind and you want it to all come together, and then you start seeing the prices and you're like, oh, no. Right? So Tamisha had this dream wedding envisioned. Everybody, in the wedding party, she and her groom in pure white. She wanted it to be absolutely unique, creative, beautiful, but keep costs down. So what she did, she crocheted her own wedding dress. Not just the wedding dress. She had like a tiara. She crocheted the tiara.
Really? That's the thing on the head, right?
Yes. Like, I don't even know how you do something like that. She crocheted all the jewelry. Like, she had a choker around her neck. She had earrings that she crocheted. It is beautiful. It really is. Her man's tuxedo. It's not my style, but it looks, they loved it.
She crocheted that too, didn't she?
That
took a lot of time. That's just not something you do in one day.
No, 30 days, she and her bridesmaids, because their dresses were also crocheted.
She did those too?
I think they helped as well because she owns a place that is crocheting and accessories.
Okay.
And I think maybe they were some employees, and so everybody knows how to crochet. And so they did his hat, which is like a fedora style.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the nice, like, double-breasted jacket almost, and then the pants. And, I mean, it was crazy. And then the bridesmaids' dresses were this beautiful blue color, and they are completely crocheted as well.
That's beautiful.
There's a lining because if you crochet something, there's open weave.
Oh,
and you can kind of see through. So they did put a lining up under it. But hers looks like almost like a princess dress where there's a hoop skirt underneath it that holds it out.
She does look gorgeous in it.
She looks gorgeous. And she even did the gloves. Like, I'm surprised she didn't crochet the
She could be starting something
runner.
here.
She could
Crochet the runner? What's the runner?
like that you walk down on to get to,
Oh, the little red carpet kind of thing?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Oh, we got a text from Rhonda, and she said her niece crocheted her wedding gown.
No.
And they just celebrated 7 years last month and even sent us a picture. And it's gorgeous.
Wow.
I mean, even the bottom of it has some different colors on it to pop.
That's beautiful.
So, some time well spent.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
If you need a reason to get rid of the plastic in your life, talking about the credit cards, good night. Seeing some of these, like, what is it? Macy's is going up to, is it 34, 35%?
Almost
like that?
35%, 34.49%.
And the interest rate on these cards, they are, wow, that's outrageous. That's high.
One thing they said is if you had $1,000 balance and you only paid the minimum payment, it would take you 5 years to pay it off.
What?
And you'd be paying in interest $1,047. So here's what I'm thinking.
She has scissors.
Cut that thing up.
Right?
Get rid of that thing.
I mean, Ramsey is into something there to get rid of all the plastic in your life.
Right? I mean, my goodness gracious. And they said it's because of the market, I guess, volatility. I don't understand any of that. All I know is, listen, all I know is 35%, I'm out.
Right?
25%, I'm out.
So, I mean, you need a couple of those things.
You do, to book hotels, to do these types of things.
We really work hard in my family to pay cash for everything. So I'm saving up for a couple of things. And so I have just a little thing in my bookshelf in my home studio where I keep that cash.
Sure.
That I'm building for. So I'm up to like $230 or something like that right now.
Yeah, we have one that we build points on so we can travel. And like we paid for a hotel back at Christmas just with the points. But we'll put things on the card and then
pay it off.
Listen.
Immediately.
If I don't pay it off, like as soon as I hit submit on whatever I'm ordering, my husband's like, you pay that off yet?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I feel like I'm going to get nauseated. I got to take some big breaths.
You all right?
I'm not sure. Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
I'll tell you why she's like that. She's not a fan of Bean Boozled. You know, the Jelly Bellies.
Yeah.
And where you have in this, if you've never seen this is great for youth groups. With the summer camps that are coming up, if you need a nighttime thing in the cabin, you're the leader and you've got the kids and they're just bonkers all over the walls. They won't go. Get out the Bean Boozled, and okay, so you'll have all these colored jelly beans, and then it's a toss up whether you're going to get the one that's the raunchy flavor or the real flavor. And here's the thing: Bean Boozled that's been out for a while, they've added a couple of more of the disgusting Bean Boozled Jelly Bellies.
What are they?
So here are the new flavors. All right, one is burnt rubber or licorice.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay.
Burnt rubber or licorice. And then, this is going to be really nice. This is a yellow and brown spotted jelly bean.
Yeah.
And this Bean Boozled flavor, it's either top banana.
Okay.
I like a banana. Or a wet dog.
It's not as bad as some of them, though.
Yeah. The one I like the best is toothpaste. That's supposed to be the disgusting one between toothpaste and blueberry.
Yeah. And
then
is
they
it
have
okay?
Toothpaste tastes like toothpaste.
Right.
That's great. I want to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
The one that's worse is either you get the peach or the barf.
That's not the one that gets
And the
me.
barf really is barf. And then they have juicy pear, and here's the one that Liz doesn't like. It's booger.
Like, my gag reflex is is on ready.
You might as well put this Jelly Belly up your nose and then eat it.
Pick it out.
It's if you've never had it, Bean Boozled. I mean, and then you don't know what flavor you're really getting. It could be the good one or the bad one.
Why do they have one that's Old Bandage?
Because.
That is so disgusting.
Exactly. That's the reason why.
Well, our morning show producer, Ben, he did have a question earlier this morning.
What's your question, Ben?
My only question is at the bottom of this picture here. It says naturally and artificially flavored, and I just want to know what of these is naturally flavored, and I'm hoping it's not the nasty ones.
Dead fish, it's naturally flavored, of course, and the stink bug and the toothpaste. I think those, and the booger, naturally flavored. Ew.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Our own ninja morning show producer had her baby over the weekend.
She did.
She did. I haven't gotten my little hands on his little body yet, but I cannot wait to get a hold of Ollie. Anyway, it's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
Just call her Aunt Liz.
Right.
She's the one that comes over and squeezes your cheeks and goes, I
know him.
You know, the annoying aunt that does that kind of stuff. Although she's very lovable.
Thank
don't
you.
worry about
Thanks
that.
for annoying.
I don't. You're very welcome. I don't know if you heard, but I was just reading over the weekend that in Flint, Michigan, those that are at a low income in their family, when they have a baby, they get a baby bonus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like $1,500 halfway through the pregnancy, and then for the next year, $500 a month.
What?
That's in Flint, Michigan, the only place in the country doing this. And so Baltimore got hold of this, and they're like, okay, we have a lot of low-income families, and there's a lot of babies that are being born. And so teachers got together, got like 10,000 signatures. And so what they're working on now is that there's at least a $1,000 baby bonus when a baby comes into a family of low income.
Wow. And that's going to come in so handy. Just diapers, and if they need formula and car seats and all the paraphernalia that goes along with a brand new baby.
There are places around the globe that are doing this, like Europe and Asia. There's a couple of countries there that are doing this kind of a thing. And so I'm like, wow, that's pretty good to help out families that are in need like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's different companies that you don't have to be low income. Just about anybody can get in touch with them, and they'll send like starter packs. And it's so nice because there's like a pack of diapers and different things. But this specifically is money for whatever you need. Maybe it's to upgrade your car if you had an extra $1,000, or Michigan, $500 a month?
Yeah, for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, but halfway through the pregnancy, $1,500. Yeah.
To help pay the doctor bills. To help, I mean, so many different things. This is a really good program.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Uh-oh. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio. Don't know if you've ever heard of Henry Winkler. If you watch the movie Holes, it's Holes, right?
Yes.
He was in that movie.
He was Shia LaBeouf's dad, who was the main character in the movie, and it came out like in the 90s, I think, maybe?
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s, there was a show called Happy Days that he was in, and he was really popular in that show. He was much younger. His hair was dark. He had a leather jacket on. He rode a motorcycle.
He was very cool at the time.
Really cool. He'd do 2 thumbs up when 2 thumbs up was not a thing. He made it a thing, and he was like, hey, you know that. Some people know the show because of Tubi or Pluto, Hulu. I mean, you've got all these streaming services that do a ton of throwback shows. And so some people are familiar with Happy Days if you didn't grow up in that era. And he was so popular back then. When he was sitting in his apartment, the FBI came knocking on his door, not because he was in trouble, because he's like, guys, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what. They go, no, we just wanted to meet the Fonz. We knew you lived here.
Come on, man.
We're the FBI. We just wanted to see who we watch on TV because you're cool. Hey.
Wow, that's using the power that you have.
Right?
In the moment.
It was 3 FBI agents. He's like, what? No, seriously, I didn't do anything wrong. And he didn't. They just wanted to see Henry Winkler when he was at his prime in that sitcom Happy Days.
And it must have been early in his career because you said he's in an apartment, and that show was so successful for so long. I think he moved into like a California mansion at some point.
Beverly Hills.
Yes, exactly. So for him to be in an apartment may have been his first brush with fame.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you go to any school, like college, but wouldn't it be nice if all of a sudden somebody says, don't worry about your tuition. It's covered. It's all taken care of for you.
Yeah, because somebody donated $1 billion. I know I didn't do that well.
No, but that's okay. We understand the heart behind it.
Okay. They did. And now certain students will be able to go to Johns Hopkins University for free. And if the parents make less than $300,000 a year, they could qualify. That's pretty good.
Isn't it nice? And then their student gets a free ride at Johns Hopkins University, and that's the hospital and all that other stuff that's attached to that. Wow.
Yeah.
How amazing is that? It's like billions of dollars. So this is a lot of students that are going to be taken care of.
Oh, absolutely. Because even if your family makes less than that, I think they said like $175,000, then or earning up to $175,000, you will have your living expenses and your fees covered as well as the tuition.
Yeah, because they say tuition there is about $65,000 for student, and for a year.
Yeah.
And then when the student loans come out, that's $104,000 for these students to pay off.
And, you get into situations and you're like, defer it, but you're still accumulating that interest. And it feels like, and I know several students that have been dealing with that for a while.
Still paying off.
Yeah, and it can follow them into their 30s and even 40s and beyond.
So it's nice that this philanthropist is doing this to take care of a lot of students like that.
Well, and also because of a shortage in the medical industry as far as nurses go, and I'm not sure about, specialized doctors or anything like that, surgeons, but this is a way also to get them started on the right foot and get more medical professionals out there.
My son-in-law put himself through school, through nursing school, because he saw there was a shortage and he wanted some great career. And so he worked hard to do that. He's paying all that stuff off himself as well. So if he would have had an opportunity like this.
And now he's going to be able to write his ticket.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I can say the first time you get on a plane, it can be a little confusing. The way that you have to board it, the way that you have to seat, the way that you have to have the luggage put in a certain way in the overhead bin, or it doesn't fit just right, or hopefully you have it underneath the seat in front of you. It can be, and then trying to figure out, okay, is there somebody in the lavatory? That's what they call it, right?
Yes, they do.
The lavatory on the plane or not. And if you don't know where it is, it's a little confusing.
It can be.
This guy is on the plane for the very first time in his life. It's delayed like 15 minutes. He really has to go.
Oh, no.
And he's like, okay, I guess the bathroom is this direction. He's never been on a plane. He goes to open the bathroom door. Whoops, it's actually one of the doors of the plane itself. And then the little, what do you call it, the slide?
Yeah.
The slide deploys.
Like it's an emergency.
Like it's an emergency slide.
Oh, no.
Deploys in the back of the plane. There it is.
Oopsie.
I had to cancel that puppy.
They canceled the flight, and those things are not cheap, those
No.
slides. And I don't know for sure. I want to say you can't use them again, but I don't know that for sure.
Well, at least it has to deflate, and they have to roll the thing in a certain way to put it back so that it will deploy the right way again.
Here's what I'm thankful and grateful for is he did not mistake this door during the flight.
Right?
That could have been tragic. Thankfully, they were still on the tarmac.
Yeah, and he did read the directions on how to open the door, because those things are not easy to open.
Maybe there needs to be a new sign, not the potty.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Mount Everest, iconic mountain. So many people say they want to climb that thing.
Oh, yeah, there's been movies and books written about climbing Mount Everest, and it ain't easy.
So there's a lot of expeditions that go to Mount Everest, a lot of climbing that does happen, and the trash unfortunately stays.
So surprising.
And so now the Nepal army literally is going to climb this thing and clean up Mount Everest because there is 12 tons worth of trash up that thing.
Yeah, and they're not going by themselves. They're taking like some Sherpas along with them to help with the
Some
cleanup.
what?
Sherpas, they're the ones that like help just kind of clean up, and I think they have animals they take with them to help.
These are animals you're talking.
No, they're people.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I've never heard of the term.
I think I'm right. I could be wrong, but I think that's right.
I got myself a Sherpa. It sounds like an animal, but
okay,
no,
now
these
I'm
are
Googling it.
These are people who are going to help clean up other people.
Yes.
Okay, a Sherpa.
I
See,
think.
I learn something new every day. I go to the school of Lizz.
Here you go. A member of a Himalayan people living on the borders of Nepal and Tibet, renowned for their skill in mountaineering.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Short of the story, the Sherpas are going to help the Nepal army clean up the 12 tons of garbage that's up on top of Mount Everest.
And to me, it's so surprising. I mean, there's chip bags, there's boots, there's like all kinds of things.
That are left behind.
Yes.
There's even people that never made it out alive that are there.
Which they tell you if you're going to do that expedition, that is a real
could
possibility.
happen.
I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Everest.
I've seen enough of those movies. I don't know if I've seen that one.
This one to me is the best one because it was based on a book and a guy who really went through the expedition. It's amazing.
He left his trash behind too.
Yeah, in the movie, there's no litter.